Hello. Sorry, there was a technical error in the previous video. You can see that the world sort of turned upside down, and it's pretty funny if you think about it, because the world had to the camera had to collapse and the world had to turn upside down, as we were talking about the unreality of the external world. So there's a certain funny poetic sense of humor over here. But anyway, let's continue. So anyway, as I was saying, through the dreaming argument, Descartes has succeeded in showing us that what we think is real, in other words, the external world, the entire external world, may be a dream, and therefore not mind independent and not real. But we could still take comfort in one thing, at least for now, which is that even in dreams we still see shapes. Even in dreams we still count things, and there are still things can be numbered in dreams. So even in dreams, 1 plus 1 still equals 2, 2 plus 2 still equals 4. Even in dreams, anything that has three sides is still a triangle. So wouldn't that mean that even if everything is a dream, the basic truths of mathematics and logic would still apply? The basic truths of logic and mathematics would still be true. So the dreaming argument, even if it shatters our knowledge of the external world, it doesn't shatter or undermine our confidence in the truths of mathematics. So doesn't that mean that even if the external world does not exist, even if we can have no confidence in our knowledge of the external world, we can still have confidence in the knowledge of mathematics and logic and geometry so far? But things get a little bit more complicated and nasty from this point, because Descartes asks us one more question, which is that what if God doesn't exist? Well, Descartes believes in God, so he has been brought up to believe that it is God that ensures that the laws of mathematics and logic are true. But anyway, we don't have to believe in God to think about this. I mean, what if the world, imagine this, what if the world as we know it, what if the universe is governed by this evil demon or evil genius that is constantly deceiving us? I mean, think about it this way. So suppose, what if the external world doesn't exist? What if you are actually just a brain that is in a vat full of chemicals, like in the Matrix? So if you are only a brain in a vat, then the mad scientist who is operating the brain, who is in charge of maintaining the vat and your brain, he could it's not just that he could feed you images of an external world that doesn't exist. He could also feed you with certain mathematical truths that you think are mathematical truths but are in fact not true. So if the mad scientist or an evil genius were actually running the universe as we know it, then he could make us think that 2 plus 2 equals 4, when in fact 2 plus 2 equals 5. It's hard to imagine how 2 plus 2 equals 5, but it's possible that maybe somehow 2 plus 2 equals 5, but we are deceived into thinking that 2 plus 2 equals 4. So all the mathematical knowledge that we hold to be true beyond doubt are actually false. So 2 plus 2 actually equals 5 when it actually equals 4. So it's hard for us to conceive of how that could be possible, but if there is an evil genius that is really running the universe and running our brains, he could really be deceiving us about the basic truths of mathematics, so that all of the mathematical truths that we take to be basic and true could actually be false, without our being able to imagine how that could be the case. Possible. So what that means is that with this evil genius or evil demon argument, Descartes has succeeded not just in causing us to lose confidence in the existence of the external world. He has also caused us to lose confidence in the correctness of basic mathematical and logical truths. So think about this. If both of our sources of direct knowledge, namely sensory and perceptual knowledge of the external world, as well as mathematical and logical truths, if both of these sources of direct knowledge are no longer reliable sources of knowledge, wouldn't that mean that we really know nothing at all? So what Descartes has done is to cast universal doubt on all of the things that we thought we knew. And so that's why these three things taken together, the insanity argument, the dreaming argument, and the evil genius or evil demon argument, is sometimes known collectively as the method of universal doubt. Now, here's one more thing to think about. Is it really true that we don't know anything at all? Is it really true that if the evil genius or evil demon exists, we really don't know anything? Think about it. Think about this. So, even if the evil demon exists, it is true that one thing remains true, which is that I am deceived. I am being deceived. I am doubting. But in order for it to be true that I am doubting, in order for it to be true that I am being deceived, it must be true that I am thinking, because doubting is a thinking process. So, and in order for it to be true that I am thinking, there must be an I that is doing the thinking. And in order for there to be an I that is doing the thinking, well, I must exist. So therefore, first, if I doubt, I have to exist. I am deceived, therefore I exist. And since doubting is a thinking process, that means that I think, therefore I exist. If I think, I have to exist. It also means that if I think, therefore I have to exist. And this is where we get the famous proclamation, I think, therefore I am. Or in Latin, cogito ergo sum. So at the end of the second meditation, Descartes has succeeded in showing that even if the entire world doesn't exist, even if all of the laws of mathematics and logic are false, there is still one thing that is true with complete certainty. There is still one thing that is true beyond the shadow of a doubt, and that is that I exist, because I think. But remember, this is important to note. The I that exists now is no longer a physical thing. The I that exists is a pure thinking thing. So the only thing that is real at this point is thought. Only thought is real. So at this point, Descartes has come to the conclusion that the mental is more real than the physical. Mind is more real than body, because you cannot doubt the existence of mind. Because in order to think, I have to exist. But you can doubt the existence of body, because you can doubt the existence of the external world that it exists in. So this is where Descartes arrives at his famous conclusion, I think, therefore I am. And this is the one thing that is free of, that is doubt-proof, so to speak. It is deception and evil genius, evil demon proof. And it is the one thing that is certain in this entire universe, if the universe even exists. So anyway, there is a lot more in Descartes. In the next meditation, in meditation 3, he goes on to try to prove the existence of God. And then, after he proves the existence of God, he says that, well, God is perfect and he is a morally perfect being, so he cannot possibly deceive me about the existence of the external world. And so by doing that, he actually uses God, so to speak, to get back the external world. So he manages to use God to re-establish that the external world actually exists. But that's a story for another day. I was going to just talk to you about how Descartes arrives at this thing called I think, therefore I am. So I'll stop here. Anyway, thank you for bearing with me, and thank you for bearing with the technical disaster. Thank you.